Oh boy, the web of lies just gets deeper. But the web of deception, I should say, that, this world will never disclose, especially when it comes to the royal family in America. And who is the royal family? Well, we're really not supposed to have royal families, but, the Kennedys have wanted to lay claim to that. Yeah, so the Kennedys go back to the O'Kennedys. In Ireland, they were the family that was part of the kingdom of Ormond in Ireland. Hmm. Um, and well, they opposed King James the First. Interesting, isn't it? Isn't it interesting how history just comes back around and around and around? The very Kennedys we have been put on a pedestal in this country, okay, go back. I mean, they were involved in the Jacobite wars, which was the wars because of the Catholic stuff, pretty much. Okay, I mean, anybody that knows about the Jacobite history. But what I want to know, and I bet it will never be disclosed, but I would bet money. That the O'Kennedys, who are the ancestors to the Kennedy family, were involved or behind the plot to blow up King James the First in Parliament. Because Ireland was pushing back on King James the First. However, they, of course, were in with King James the Second. The Kingdom of Ormond was a powerful medieval kingdom in what is now parts of southern Ireland, and the Kennedy family shares noble Irish roots through this line. Late 17th century, during these wars, this would be, the Jacobite wars. During these wars, many Kennedys fought for the Catholic King James II. Oh, they would. Of course they would. Because the Catholic Church, the gates of hell there, influenced James II, which is why the Protestants wanted James II out. They were done when you lie and deceive an entire country of people that had trusted you, then you cannot expect tolerance when you don't even take any accountability. Then how much destruction does the Catholic Church have to be tied to until people get a clue? Really, I mean. So, but of course they would support James II in his attempts to regain the throne. Notable members include Lieutenant John Kennedy and Kennedy McKennedy, who served in Colonel Francis. I'm not going to go into. You can look up the history. I mean, it's involved, but it makes sense. Okay, it makes sense why Ireland would oppose King James II, because he was not letting the Catholic Church get a hold of any monarchs. It was his sons that messed up. And then the rest of that, it was with Colonel Francis Carroll's dragoons. After the wars, many Kennedys faced outlaw status and immigrated, joining continental armies in France and Spain. Interesting. And then goes on, you go on, you look at, JFK's history with being fascinated with Hitler. And of course, this world makes excuses for that. Oh, that was before the Holocaust. Okay, sure. But, and acting like the only one that was a Nazi or Nazi sympathizer was Joe Kennedy. No, his son was too, Joe Sr. No, anybody who knows anything about the history with Joe Kennedy, he had total control. He was the one that wanted to be president, but because of because he made too many enemies, there was no chance. So then he was living vicariously through his sons. This world tries to make it like JFK opposed his father, and no. Then he wouldn't have implemented the things that he did. The O'Kennedys, a powerful Gaelic clan and kings of the medieval kingdom of Ormond, were involved in several rebellions and conflicts during the late 16th and 17th centuries, a turbulent period centered around English attempts to assert control over Ireland under monarchs. Well, how's it worked out for you, Ireland? You have look at the amount of children that have been sexually abused because of the Catholic Church in your country. So again, wanting to oppose the king, why? He was trying to bring everyone together. And then everything went to hell when you support the damn Catholic kings. The O'Kennedys engaged in violent opposition to English rule under the reign of James I and his predecessors, including armed rebellion and guerrilla warfare in Ormond. That's the reason why the Kennedys have been viewed as the Emerald Kings. Yeah, okay. So, look, we got so lucky. So maybe that tells you why, there wasn't an intervention. I mean, I said the other day, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm really not. I mean, this world thinks that just ignoring these things is the way to go. Well, I disagree, okay? I've never understood why they are treated like some royal family when we're not supposed to be about kings. All you damn protesters carrying on about no kings protest. Well, it seems the Kennedys were already claiming fame to the kings, being kings over America, because their family, Joe Kennedy, many of the sons saw that it would be better for America to be a fascist country. They believed in it. They didn't believe in communism. They said, oh, we're against communism. But that's what they loved about Hitler, wanting to turn us into a fascist state. No, they just followed their anger all the way to America. That goes back to their family lines, because I'm sure they knew that the line of King James I came here. Do you think it's hard to put together? There's always an underlying war with these royals. And the reason I had put this up to an earlier video is because that is their crest. That's the O'Kennedy's crest, family crest, which is the helmet. And the Kennedys, that's their family crest, because they are related to the O'Kennedys of Ireland, clearly. But see, Trump's crest shows what's going to happen. It's already happened. Again, what was one of the first things Trump did? And nobody ever asks him why he did it, because I don't think they want the public to know the answer. And knowing Trump, he would probably be very gracious and nice about it, and he's just overseeing it now because he wants to make it great again. I'm sure that's how he would handle it. But no, it's because he's defeating that enemy. I'm telling you, the Kennedys were not here to help America. And as you can see, for anybody, I think I made it clear in my video. See the helmet? It's exactly like the helmet. Look at the buttons even. Look at the buttons. There's the buttons of the helmet. See the buttons of the helmet? Yeah, so the war was already won and Trump's defeated them. I am sure, my guess would be that RFK Jr. is in the... I was a little bothered, and people will say that this is reaching, but it still bothered me. That Hegseth and RFK Jr. have this challenge going to make Americans fit again. And, I'm like, really, that's what I mean, not that I'm against it. It's just, Hitler did that too. I'm not trying to say don't. It's just they have this challenge. And then when I see Kennedy there, then it's Hegseth with his, tattoos that people have all wondered about, even though they claim that, they're against the Nazis. Yeah, a lot of Nazis would say. I'm not saying, their fit challenge, it's like, do people not have something else better to do than your bullshit fit challenges? Like, really? I think all of them are bullshitting around because they figure, well, in 4 years, we're going to be taking over this. Good luck, Kennedy. No, it's over. It's over. The false American royal line is over. So you can think you RFK Jr. think he's just going to wait out Trump's 4 years. Not going to happen. But you guys keep believing that, and you see how that turns out. You have no idea what you're effing with.